Hey everybody, it's Big Ben's Movie Show. I'm your host, again, Big Ben. With me this week is Trevor Allen. Trevor always comes back and he's helpful. He fixes us in a jam when we need somebody, and Trevor's helping out this week. Thanks so much, Trevor. How you been?
I've been terrible, Ben.
Oh, that's not good.
Everything is falling apart in my life.
Trevor recently had all of his stuff break, his cell phone and
all
his
my technology.
laptop and all of his tech and all of his, they all broke all at once, same day. So, not good. To the point that I was worried and I texted you, I was like, were you in a car accident? Like, what happened? Because it seemed weird that all of your stuff would break in one day, but just happened.
It's happened.
So, all right, well, we did watch 3 different movies this week, so we got a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and start with the first one. We're going to be looking at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Out of the Shadows. It's a crazy long movie title. Here's the clip.
Mike, what are you doing?
It's the Halloween parade, bro. I always wanted to be in the Halloween parade. It's like the one night of the year where we fit in.
Mikey, you'll never fit in. We're ninjas. We live in the shadows. Let's go!
Yeah, let's go. Cool. Looking good, bro. Whoa. Thanks, man.
When I saw that little chunk there where the Transformer high-fives the turtle, I thought for a second, in this world where we're building collective universes, how cool would it be if Ninja Turtles ended up in a Transformers movie?
That would be a Michael Bay movie that I wouldn't care about.
Right?
I would care so little about that movie.
But it would be like slightly cooler, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
If it happens, I want the turtles to die instantaneously when Optimus Prime steps on them. That's what should happen in that movie. All right, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Out of the Shadows. I didn't care for this movie. The writing was, I saw it with my kid, and thankfully she enjoyed it. But for me, this is one of those movies that it's for kids, and there's not much in it for the grown-ups. To me, if I'm going to go see a kids movie, I like it when they throw a little jokey joke my way, something that's for me, something that I'll understand. And none of that happened in this movie. There was a little bit of nostalgia level because Krang shows up, the old Ninja Turtle villain from back in the day with the cartoon. And plus they had the big truck, and I used to have that toy as a kid. So on that level, there was a little bit of like, oh cool, the truck and Krang. But they also did Krang weird, and wasn't totally the Krang I remembered.
Yeah.
So,
you know what was for you in the movie? What's for the adults? It's Megan Fox being objectified, right out the gate.
But it's uncomfortably objectified.
It's for no reason.
And I'm sitting there with my kid, and I'm like, don't show her this, because then she's gonna think this is what women do to get their way. Is like, now ladies, when you've got a job to do, best to take off that shirt and get to work.
That's what Michael Bay wants.
Yeah.
He's a sleazeball. And Megan Fox loves that. That's what she lives for.
I don't think she does. She complains about him a lot.
Oh, does she?
She hated. She walked off of Transformers 2 because she thought she called him Hitler. She called Michael Bay Hitler.
And why is she back then?
Because she needs the money. Because Brian Austin Green's rap career will not take off.
I have no idea who that is.
That's her husband.
I don't know.
He played Metallo in the Smallville TV show. He was also on Beverly Hills 90210.
Okay, this is, I don't...
We're off on a whole nother tangent.
This is fine. But this movie, there's 2 different types of sort of kids movies. There's the good ones that are smart, like Inside Out, and then there are just the dumb ones. This is one of the dumb ones as a kid you'll enjoy it. I liked Batman Forever as a kid. It's a terrible movie, but I liked it as a kid.
No, this is one of those bad ones. Other movies that are similar to this, even earlier this year, Kung Fu Panda 3 was another movie that was for kids, but also had some lighthearted stuff for grown-ups in there, and looked a lot better than this one. The art in that movie was amazing, whereas the art in this is mostly just on the turtles. Plus the performances from everybody were bad.
They're really, but they're told to be like that, so it's hard to tell if it's them or if it's the
just
movie.
Really bad writing.
I'd say the best for me was the Bebop. The writing was bad, but Bebop in terms of voice acting was the perfect voice acting.
Although this was weird, we talked about this before. The character who plays Bebop also shows up in the movie as the pilot of the plane, just for a quick second. And I guess they were assuming we wouldn't notice because he's barely in there, but couldn't you get a different extra? Really? For 2 seconds you can't? Like, oh man, we need a pilot for the plane. Dude playing Bebop, come here real quick. Take off the mohawk and be a pilot for the... Come on.
Well, he was Bebop for such a long time before that, you forgot. You already forgot. It's been so long.
He had turned into a warthog by then, so it's like, maybe I don't remember what the guy looks like. I do remember he's been in a lot of stuff. Yeah, so and he is great. He's really good. We're both blanking on his name right now, but he's really good. He was on the sketch comedy show, the Blue Collar Comedy Show when that was on. He's done a bunch of other comedy vehicles. He does Whose Line Is It Anyway sometimes.
He does Whose Line like right now and stuff,
and he's really great at that stuff. He's a funny guy. I've seen him do a bunch of stuff. He's great.
But yeah, my favorite thing about this movie was them going inside their shells. You never get a close look at it because they can't do it.
Yeah.
Like the way they're built, they cannot go inside their shells.
You can see it right there in the picture. This part of the shell, the chest part of the shell, should connect with the back part of the shell. It doesn't.
And it's just a tiny thing that's stuck on their chest, so there's no way they can go inside of that.
No way.
And their back shell is like barely loosely on them like a backpack. It's actually really high on them too.
It's on them like a backpack, but they also have backpacks and a skateboard.
They have
and swords.
They have so many accessories.
All of them have so many accessories. They're covered head to toe in little accessories. And the brainy guy has tech all over his body, which is all completely waterproof somehow. He jumps in a river and all of it keeps working.
None of it worked. Some of that just didn't even work to begin with, so it didn't matter.
I don't know why they went to Brazil anyway. That all felt
There's a lot of
silly
nonsense. And also, the turtles are useless. Like, they can't fight until the very end.
Nope. Yeah.
Like, the rest of the time, they are so incompetent.
Yeah.
They are not ninjas.
And they're constantly saying, like, I want to unite this team, and I'm going to do that by telling you all how stupid and worthless you are. It's everybody says one thing and does the opposite over and over and over again. It's bad. It's bad stuff. So anyway, enough crapping on the turtles. It's a bad movie. But if your kids want to go, take them to an early show, so you only have to pay $6. That's what I did. All right, next movie. Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping. This is one I was actually looking forward to a lot. Let's go ahead and take a look at the clip, and we'll get talking about it.
Sorry, could we get the wolves to be more quiet?
No.
Ashley Wednesday, will you marry me?
Please freaking say yes, girl.
Yes. Yes.
The wolves of us! Okay. Oh, God! Oh, run now! Run!
Jesus, got wild animals everywhere.
Theo, come on, hurry! Are you okay?
I'm fine for a second.
Oh my God, you got him, dude!
Don't worry, I've been in this situation before. I think I got these scars from wolves. Now let's get out of here.
That's great. Yeah, so that is one of many laughs in this movie. This was in terms of funny movies lately, and they've kind of been a little sparse, and they're not always very funny. This movie had tons and tons of jokes, but a lot of the time I felt like I was the only one in the theater laughing.
Yeah, there were a lot. I felt the same. Very similarly, the theater didn't care for a lot of them.
No.
It was very surprising. It's a fun movie. I didn't love it, but I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. For me, there were a lot of lulls, though, where it sort of stopped being fun a little bit. It felt a little long because it's basically a giant Saturday Night Live sketch.
Yeah.
So there are some points where it's just kind of, it droops a bit. But there's still so much fun in it that even with those little parts, it's still fine.
Although I gotta say, in terms of SNL movies, most of them have very little plot to the point where when you get to the end, it's worthless. The ending is just nonsense gobbledygook. This one, the ending actually did seem to make sense and seem to go where you wanted it. Like where you would expect it to go.
I mean, it's expected.
And it was expected, but it was also fulfilling. Like you got to the end and you felt like, yes, this is where it should end. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But again, the music in this, some of the music they do is just off the wall, off the charts, really funny, really great stuff. From calling Mona Lisa the original basic bitch to a lot of other things. There's a lot of really great, really funny stuff. Half the movie feels like a kind of behind the music documentary.
Yeah, this is actually something I had an issue with.
Really?
I like the mockumentary type thing, but my problem came in when there were definitely points where it wasn't. And so like the points where it went into the sky and okay, obviously no one was up there filming that in terms of a documentary, mockumentary type thing. That's where I took an issue with, because I would have rather them stick to, that's what this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be a documentary, it's a mockumentary. Stick with that. If you can't jump away from that, and that's what I had an issue with.
You can't jump around too much. Although one of my favorite parts in the whole mockumentary part is where they kind of poke fun at themselves, where one of the characters who's also having a mockumentary or a documentary on himself goes to talk to his camera and be like, so this is what I told you. And they go, oh, time out. I'm not your camera. I'm actually here with this guy.
Don't spoil it too much.
And I
don't think we should spoil the next part. The next part shouldn't be spoiled.
I'm not. Basically, there's a lot of cameras. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of funny bits in this, especially if you kind of pay attention to the music scene or the rap scene, because there's tons of inside jokes about how everybody's treated and how everybody acts. I really enjoyed. I love how they used Seal. I thought that was really fun. Seal's one of those guys you don't hear about him much. He goes and makes his little songs and stuff, but I don't see him do a lot of interviews. I don't see him do a lot of publicity, or I don't think he's on Twitter. I don't know. But in this, he's quite good, and he kind of gets the same rub that Michael Bolton got when Michael Bolton went and worked with Lonely Island, and they made the Captain Jack Sparrow song.
That's right.
And he also has a cameo in this movie, and he does very well. So this is great. If you like the Lonely Island, if you liked the digital shorts that Andy Samberg used to do on SNL, this is the movie of a digital short. It's about 5 or 6 digital shorts wrapped around a whole movie, and it's really great, really fun stuff. And I like Trevor. I genuinely enjoyed the movie. It's not like my favorite movie in the world, but
it's fun.
It's fun. It's good and solid.
I don't know about you, but the title we know for sure is the Never Stop, Never Stopping off that Justin Bieber documentary. Never Say Never. Because I think that drum thing where he's the baby is also similar to.
Yes, Justin Bieber was a musical prodigy.
So I'm wondering how close this is to basically a parody of that.
Of Justin Bieber's
Because I haven't seen it. Of that documentary that they did, that movie documentary.
Well, I don't think at any point Justin Bieber was part of a group.
No, but I'm sure there are definitely aspects that they took from it. I'm saying like that baby thing, because I think I saw the trailers, they had that. So I think there are definitely certain aspects that they.
I gotta say, the other part that I didn't see coming, but I'm glad it was there, just because as you're watching the movie, you're starting to draw comparisons between Andy Samberg's character and Justin Timberlake, and you're like, man, this feels really similar to that. And then lo and behold, he pops up in the movie. I'm not going to tell you how, but he's in there. So go watch it, go find him.
Fun.
And that's really fun. And they have a lot of fun with Justin Timberlake in the movie.
I mean, they have a lot of fun with a lot of different cameos, basically, and a lot of different people we all know from like SNL and other places.
Yep.
So all the people that you know the Lonely Island to have worked with.
Definitely a good movie. Go see that one. But that actually came in dead last in terms of new movies that came out this week. I thought it would come in second, which is why it's here second on the show. And then this movie we're about to talk about actually did come in second. And I think I'm going to go on a limb here and say I think this is me and Trevor's favorite movie for this weekend.
Yeah.
It's Me Before You. Let's take a look at the clip.
So couldn't you go back to it, Will? I mean, clearly you're still sharp as a tack.
Dad.
No, it's fine. Truth is, I thought I could crack this and then go back as if nothing had changed. I was wrong. So, Patrick, Louisa tells me you're a personal trainer.
Life coaching, physical training, motivation.
Local Young Entrepreneur of the Year, 2 years running.
Lou tells me you're a bit of an action man before.
Pat?
I bet if we got you on a really good fitness regime. You know, there's actually a Swedish study about how you can train muscles to remember. Well, I'm just trying to.
Yeah, well, don't.
I'll bear it in mind.
That was a quick clip of her birthday where they all sit around the table. That actually is the first point in the movie where the boyfriend and the man that she's working for, that she's kind of falling in love with, they kind of get to meet and see head to head. Was one of the cuter parts of the movie.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun, and it shows that was almost the whole cast.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
it was pretty
other
much.
than
Jenna Coleman wasn't there as the sister. She wasn't there, right?
She wasn't there, and then the guy who plays Tywin Lannister on Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, the parents.
Yeah, the parents weren't there, and Nathan the nurse wasn't there.
Yes.
Those are the only other people that weren't there. But a really fun scene where we get to see, I'll never remember this kid's name, but as soon as I saw him, I was like, it's Neville Longbottom!
Yeah.
And he's jogging, and he's skinny, look at him.
Yeah.
And he looks like skinny Clive Owen. So.
But he kind of got a little buffer for a little while,
Yeah.
and now he's sort of, he's gotten probably a lot taller, so we've lost a lot of that. Now he's skin, and now he's a runner.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah.
So,
but he's fun.
Overall, I think we both agree that this was the best movie of the weekend because so much heart, such great storytelling, and Emilia Clarke acts her ass off.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. If you know her work from Game of Thrones or Terminator or I'm trying to think what other things she's been in. Those are the two big ones. It's Terminator Genesis and Game of Thrones. This is nothing like that. She's a completely different character, completely different mannerisms, completely different way of speaking, everything about her, and you get to know her so well in this one. It feels like.
She's incredibly charming.
Yeah.
In this, like she really carries this thing so well. The eyebrow acting too. It's just a lot of fun. And it works with the character because you're just like, yeah, that character does that.
Yeah.
That character's like this. She's quirky and fun. And just, I mean, that's why I wanted to see this was from the trailers. I was like, I don't care about anything else, but she looks so much fun in this movie. She looks so charming.
See, it's funny you bring up the trailer. The first time I saw this trailer, it feels like it must have been back in like January. And the first time I saw it, I thought, oh, another one of these cloying chick flicks that's going to have me like bring my wife and whatever. 8 times of watching the trailer later, because I go to all these movies, I was dying to see this movie. It grows on you. It's just, she's so charming. You watch it and you're like, you know what? I want to see it because good for her and she deserves to be happy. And I did. I wanted to see it. And I took my wife. She cried 5 times. I didn't because I'm a man, but also because this isn't, I do cry. I cry all the time, but this isn't the kind of thing that makes me cry.
Yeah.
So
you cry when you see the Marvel logo. That's when you cry.
A little bit. Well, Mr. Holland's Opus, Toy Story 3. These are the things that make me cry.
Yeah.
But this one I didn't cry, but I did enjoy the hell out of this movie.
I'd say I didn't cry because I didn't care for the guy all that much. He was fine, but like in terms of acting, he's a very sort of bland character. Even though, he's got this the wheelchair, he's paralyzed, but in terms of his personality, there's not much there. And for the most part, he speaks in like cliches and terrible dialogue. And I mean, Emilia Clarke does get some of those that that don't even make sense sometimes. There's one in particular that really bugged me.
And I think if it's the line I think of, this is my favorite line of the movie.
I did not like it.
And the line is only you, Will Trainer, would tell a girl how to wear a dress.
And there's no, it doesn't connect to anything that we've seen before. Nope. Part of his personality. Nope. There's nothing in there.
Nope.
She just sort of says it. And it's like,
it's that
why?
dress, it's that red dress you're seeing there in the poster. To me, I heard that and it sounded like one of those lines from the 50s, you know? Like it's just one of those great lines, like "Here's looking you, kid," or "This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship." That's one of those just epic lines that you hear it and you're just like, "Oh, that's sticking with me." Because you hear it and you just know that's just, it's got so much moxie and charm. And
sure, but in context, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense with the movie. It doesn't make sense with the movie, but that's okay. And
it's not okay.
She's wearing a red dress. And it's a cute and clever thing to say.
It is. And she's charming, so I don't care that much.
She's so charming.
She's so charming. She got away with it. He didn't.
Yeah. No, all of his things are like witty little, like catty comments that are meant to be like banter.
Yeah. Like, I'm being bantery.
Like,
it's not.
It was all very Robert Downey Jr. without the funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
But at the end of the day, great movie. Really enjoyed it. Definitely go see it. If you got somebody in your life that likes romantic stuff, take him to this.
Yeah.
Scores super points.
Romantic movie fans, romantic dramas, this is a must-see for the people who like those movies.
And it's not a romantic comedy. It's a straight-up romance.
Yeah.
That was something that I thought was interesting, because most of the time romance movies end up being romantic comedies. This is a romance movie.
It's got a decent amount of comedy in it, but it's not
cute comedy. It's not
drama comedy, then not drama comedy. It's drama romance with a little bit of comedy in there.
Yeah,
and some comedy that's just lighthearted and fun.
See that's my pick of the week. That's the best thing I saw all week long.
Yeah.
That might be one of the best things I've seen all year. So
really,
top 3 probably.
Wow, that's
top 3. I really
that's high praise. Do this,
so here we go.
Just do it.
Splash. Tom Hanks, Daryl Hannah. They're remaking it.
Wasn't Splash that TV show where they just dive into the water and then they judge them on their diving
celebrity
ability?
diving, yeah. That was something else. That was another
Splash,
terrible,
right?
terrible idea. It might have been Splash. No, this is
They're
one
not
about a
remaking that?
mermaid who comes to land, and it's Little Mermaid. I'm not going to lie,
Yeah.
it's Little Mermaid. So the original had John Candy and Eugene Levy and all these other great actors doing little bit parts.
I saw this when I was really young, and I haven't seen it since, so I don't really remember it very well.
It doesn't age well.
Does not?
No.
So that's why it needs a remake.
There you go.
Or is it a reboot?
It's a remake. So it's a very 80s centric movie, the original one. It's timely. It's worn out. It's
stuck in the time period. It doesn't work outside of it.
On that level, I can definitely see remaking it. But at the same time, I also don't. I never felt like it was that kind of a story that I'm like, this is a story that must be shared throughout the generations.
Yeah.
No.
It does seem like a very weird one to make a remake of.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of movies out there, and this is one of the ones you choose to make a remake of. There are a lot that I understand, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, I'm just kind of
like when they remade Ocean's 11, I totally understood that. That makes perfect sense.
Oh, they're doing it again, yeah.
And they're doing it again with females. That also makes perfect sense.
It's fine.
That's a nice little formula, and you can do it different ways.
It's one you can just keep
and
rolling
that's
through.
Totally fun. Keep doing those. But this one doesn't make sense.
No.
So we're both going with suck on that one, yes? That's going to suck. Oh! Oh!
I don't think it's going to suck.
Oh, wow.
I actually don't think it will. I actually like it when they take one that you don't expect them to remake, because I think that's the type of thing you do need to remake. The ones that you sort of expect.
The ones that are under the radar, and
Yeah, it's the under the radar ones.
But I'm saying suck, you're saying not suck.
I'm going to say not suck.
All right.
Next.
Okay. Remake is Splash. There we go. Next one up, John Boyega, fresh off being Finn in Star Wars The Force Awakens, is now currently being cast in the role for Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah.
They're making a sequel to Pacific Rim, which we've kind of known they were going to.
Yeah.
It made some money. A lot of people liked it.
It really didn't make a great
Didn't make a ton of money.
But it made money in China. Was it China?
Yeah, internationally it was a bigger success than it was here.
But it didn't make a lot back. It didn't make a lot, and it costs a lot of money because Guillermo del Toro takes a lot, but he's not directing this.
No.
So they got someone new in. I don't remember who.
So I'm guessing they're probably going to lower the budget.
Yeah.
And expect more money because of the positive word of mouth from the first one. So this is that sequel effect, like Iron Man 2, where we can make a movie that's not quite as good, but somehow make more money than we did the first time.
Yeah, but the first one wasn't good of Pacific Rim, so maybe this one will be better.
I mean, in terms of reviews, I think a certain pocket of the world
there are a lot
really
of people
liked it.
I did not. I really did not like this movie at all.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
I had a lot of issues with it. I had it was the two scientists I think were about it. That was all I enjoyed about this movie.
Oh, really?
Everything else I disliked.
I enjoyed the crap
completely.
out of Idris Elba. I liked Charlie Hunnam in it.
I've seen him in this and a little bit of that show.
Sons of Anarchy.
And he's terrible. He can't act.
See, which is funny because he's up for everything.
Because he's attractive, but he's
like towards the end of that show, he was rumored for every single role.
He has like zero acting ability. He's terrible.
I like Sons of Anarchy. So I'm gonna say hear this, and I'm gonna say not suck.
I'm hopeful. I'm always hopeful.
There you go. Hopeful. Everybody be hopeful. All right, next one up, and this was kind of the big one for the whole week. Brie Larson apparently in talks to be Captain Marvel. They've been talking about it for this movie for a while because this will be Marvel's first big female-centric superhero movie.
After how many movies?
After,
like 15?
15, 16, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, they're finally doing it, and yes, Wonder Woman's getting launched first, but Wonder Woman's also a bigger character than Captain Marvel.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're finally doing a female superhero movie, but there's been all this talk about who's going to play her.
Yeah.
I believe on this show we've even talked about Ronda Rousey and Emily Blunt and all these other people. Ronda Rousey put herself out there for the part. I don't think anybody was actually considering casting her. Emily Blunt, though, I believe was considered actually for...
We have no idea.
We have no idea. But now we do know, and we have heard, Brie Larson... We have strong rumor that she's in the front running.
To be honest, I like Brie Larson, but at the same time, I do think...
So you're saying you'd like to see an older...
She doesn't need to be, like, way older, like older than...
but like mid-30s, early 40s.
Yeah, something like that. I feel like...
Like a grown-up.
You don't need to always get a 20-something-year-old for the female characters.
Gotcha.
And that's what they've done every time.
Yeah.
So far in Marvel's movies, both of their female characters that they have in their movies were 20-year-olds. Yeah. At least when they started and stuff. So,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Elizabeth Olsen is younger than I am.
Yeah. She's a baby.
I mean, this So you see this face?
He's a tiny little child. Yeah, no, it's, yeah. So, okay, I got to say, though, at the end of the day, I would be yes for her. She's a great actress.
I like her,
She'd
though.
bring a lot to the part, so
I'm not against
suck.
I'm going to say not suck, even though I'm complaining about it.
Okay. All right, next one up. Another remake, another one that I'm not totally sure. This one I actually feel worse about than the last one. Count of Monte Cristo, which that's a poster for the one that just happened a couple years ago with Jim Caviezel and Guy Pearce, and now they're talking about remaking it again. Did you see this version?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't
but
think
you
I
mentioned that you saw like the old black and white
Yes,
version.
I think I saw the old black and white version.
Okay. So based on that, they should absolutely do a remake.
Yeah.
Because if all you have is the old black and white version, we absolutely need to make another one.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, we made another one, like, I want to say less than 15 years ago.
Yeah, but looking
it's
at
in the 2000s.
Look at that poster, they need to remake that. There is no way a young person is going to see that. And this is one of those movies that's like
I mean, this
one
is the
of
problem,
those.
though, is that it's a movie based on a classic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Those ones need classics. You gotta keep doing it.
Well, and here's the thing about the remake, and I'll say this because
over
this
and
might
over.
sway you on Suck Not Suck. It'll be a modern retelling. So instead of like this was a traditional retelling. So he was like a ship captain, and
So
he
this
went
is
to like
the
an old
modern
jail.
day.
This is in the modern
Nope.
day.
Sell. No. Stupid. This is gonna suck. Don't do that.
Okay.
I hate when they do that. Don't do that. They did it with Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie was terrible.
It's sometimes people really like it, sometimes
no.
they don't.
No. Classics, you just keep them in the time period. You can't do that.
I don't know. I feel like 10 Things I Hate About You. It's a retelling of Taming of the Shrew.
Yeah, but that's got a different name.
All right, I'm gonna say not suck. You're gonna say suck. It's
gonna suck so bad.
Last one here. We'll do it real quick. Joe Quesada, one of the executives over at Marvel, has now released something that we've all been wondering for a while: the rights to Namor the Submariner, one of the oldest Marvel characters out there. For a long time, we thought it was owned by Fox as part of their Fantastic Four ownership.
No. It was owned by like Universal or
it was owned
Paramount
by Universal,
or
excuse me.
Paramount or something. Yeah, they had there was this weird distribution rights thing, or
Okay.
it was caught up in all that. And it was not Fox. It was some other.
But even knowing all
thing.
that, the good news is they don't own it. Marvel has it. So now Marvel's thinking about
they were able to
either
get it back.
adding him to the MCU or giving him a standalone movie, something. What do you think? I mean, would you, if they gave Namor his own movie, suck not suck?
I'm gonna go with not suck. I mean, they have a pretty decent track record.
Yeah.
I would say though, start out putting him in like Infinity War.
Infinity War or something like that.
Take a while. Take your time.
He's not one of my favorite characters, but I'm going to say not suck too, just based on the track record of Marvel. They make good stuff. So, all right, so that's our show for this week. If you have questions with the show, issues with the show, or if you'd like to be a guest host like Trevor, and it doesn't matter where you live, no matter where you are, we can get you on with Skype or anything else.
Wow.
If you're interested in being a host, let us know. Our email here is bigbms@zoho.com. If you like me, or Trevor actually, and you want to catch me on my podcast, Geek Wars, that's available on iTunes and Podcast Addict and wherever podcasts are found. Trevor, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, plug my Twitter, I guess. It's at Daclus, D-A-C-L-U-S. I also do reviews myself on our YouTube channel, which is the Geek Wars YouTube channel. Daclus Quality Reviews. Check it out. I review every movie.
Every single movie. I'm in a couple of them because I gave him a ride.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's true.
All right. Next week, my guest host will be Joshua Furtado. He's coming back. We haven't had him back since January. But he'll be back, and we're going to be looking at the Warcraft movie and also a pair of sequels. Sequels for The Conjuring and also for Now You See Me, the one about magicians who rob from banks. So that's our show next week. Stick around after the show for That's That and all the other great shows here on BCAC TV. Have a good night, folks.